Let's talk about interviewing the patient with regards to thirst, appetite, and taste. Inquiring about a person's eating habits, thirst, taste, preferences, and appetite can tell us a lot about the condition of the internal organs and factors such as heat, cold, yin, and yang. It will also help to identify possible etiological factors among the substances that the person ingests. For example, a person whose diet consists primarily of salads, cheese, and yogurt will have a tendency to develop spleen yang deficiency and dampness, while a person who regularly drinks alcohol can have a tendency to develop heat in the liver and stomach. So we will have to discuss by addressing a person's attraction to certain foods or drinks, their appetite, thirst, and so on, as a manifestation of possible patterns of imbalance rather than possible etiological factors. If there is heat present in the body, it will both injure and expel body fluids. These fluids must then be replenished. This means that a person with heat will experience thirst. One of the differences between excess and deficient heat is how powerful the thirst is. Excess heat, being more substantial, results in a thirst that is stronger. A person with excess heat will want to drink large amounts of cold fluids. They will also drink in large gulps rather than sipping small mouthfuls, which is more typical of a person who is yin deficient. When there is yin deficiency, the tissues in the body lack moisture. The person will often have a dry mouth and throat, especially at night. They will therefore not need to drink as often as a person with excess heat. They do not have the same need either for cold drinks to cool the body down, and they do not need to drink as much at a time. A person with excess heat will often have a large glass or a bottle of water nearby, which they quickly empty. A person who is deficient is more likely to have a glass of water standing beside the bed, from which they only drink a couple of mouthfuls. A person with damp heat will be thirsty due to the presence of heat, but the dampness will mean that they still do not feel like drinking or that they forget to drink. When there is excess cold and yang deficiency cold, the lack of transport and transformation of fluids in the body will mean that the person will have less need to consume fluids. They will therefore often have a lack of thirst. The presence of cold or the lack of yang will result in a preference for hot beverages to help to warm the body up. So, great thirst with desire for cold drinks, drinks in large gulps, indicates internal excess heat patterns. Thirst or dryness of the mouth and throat sips the water signifies yin deficiency heat. Lack of thirst or preference for hot drinks would mean cold patterns, yang deficiency. Thirst with no desire to drink is damp heat. The appetite should theoretically be a good indicator of the state of a person's spleen qi, poor appetite being a key sign of spleen qi deficiency in Chinese textbooks. Many of the clients we see in the clinic who are spleen qi deficient often say, however, that they have a healthy appetite. The reason for this is that people eat and drink for many reasons, most of which are not directly related to their nutritional needs. Eating food is closely connected to pleasure, comfort, bodily control, habits, boredom, upbringing, culture, procrastination. This means that the answers given in relation to appetite and diet must also be seen in this context. The spleen and the stomach have a determining influence on appetite. If there is spleen and stomach qi deficiency, the person will have difficulty transforming the food that is ingested, and the qi mechanism in the middle jiao will start to stall. It will manifest with a reduced appetite or being easily sated. Despite this fact, it is more common that patients who are spleen qi deficient will say that they have a good appetite, as will patients with dampness blocking the qi in the middle jiao. This is because people eat for many reasons other than hunger. If the patient consciously observes the sensation in their stomach, they will often discover that the sensation of hunger is located in the mouth or somewhere other than the physical stomach. You can ask the patient how their appetite is in the mornings. Many people with spleen qi deficiency, especially those with dampness or phlegm, will have no appetite in the mornings. They will often skip breakfast and only eat later in the morning, maybe after they have arrived at their job. This is because the stomach and spleen's qi is inactive while they are sleeping. When they arise, it will take a while for the spleen and stomach qi to start circulating if they are spleen and stomach qi deficient, especially if dampness blocks the movement of the qi. Thank you for listening.